What's up, guys? Anders here with another video. This time we're going to be checking out Global Labs. We received the actually unexpected tradition or succession update for Warrior. If you don't know what succession is or tradition, depending on what name they're going to go with for the American and Western release of this update, it's basically if you've ever played Black Desert Mobile, you'll know that in the game you have main, pre-awakened skills and you have awakened skills. Well, now with succession or tradition, whichever one they go with, it's called tradition here in the Global Labs, so I'll just call it tradition. So the tradition will be a whole set of new skills focused on pre-awakening. So it will enhance your pre-awakened skills. You get a whole new tree with new pre-awakened kind of boosted abilities, and it will lock you out of your awakening, so you can't use your awakening if you are using your tradition skills. It works pretty much the same. There's no like new gear or anything. So this is the gear I have working with in the test server right now. You can still equip an awakening weapon, as you see, but you can't actually spec into the awakening tree if you've already spec'd into the tradition tree. Some things to note with the tradition tree is that you have to first unlock the pre-awakened skill before being able to unlock the tradition skill. This is the main skill you need to unlock your tradition skill and all your skill sets. Your passive will also unlock a tradition passive, which gives you DP +5. There's a Shift E steroid buff, so you know in Awakening every class has a Shift E or a sort of steroid buff that increases your AP, your DP, whatever. So in Tradition you also have this. It gives you DP +20, accuracy, evasion +15%, movement speed +40%, all resistance +40%, and it's obviously super armor while you're using the skill. Your grapple in Tradition skill, it's pretty interesting. In normal pre-awakened skill, grapple doesn't have any super armor, but the tradition grapple has a success rate of +10% and super armor on it, so that's really strong. Several abilities here just do plain old more damage, a lot more damage, especially Scars of Dusk does almost double the amount of damage. Everything else is pretty much the same about it, but it just does a lot more damage. There are a couple skills here like down C that are new to the tradition skill tree. This is a super armor HP recovery skill, which is pretty strong. This skill is also another like bleed dot damage with a stiffen. That's pretty fast as well. And some skills like for let me see here, right, this is spinning slash, right? So spinning slash here didn't have any super armor. It gained super armor and more damage in tradition, so you can actually use it here. That's 100% as well with tradition, as you saw there. Pretty cool effect. This is a down C skill that's also new as well in the tradition skill, and that is also new as well in the tradition skill. I'm not a warrior main or anything, so just bear with me as I try and go through this with you. Scars of Dusk, like I said, is the same. It does have a little slight animation difference. You can use your bomb skills because that's not an awakened skill, so you have that still to work with. Forward slash is also different, just does more damage as far as I know. And pressing C won't actually do anything, even though you have your awakening skill. So there you go. Those are the majority of the skills that you can do. Let's see what else I can show you. Down E looks like this. Pretty much the same. Just does more damage. Shift F is also a tradition skill now. And overall, it's just focused on trying to give you that pre-awakened warrior gameplay, but with the damage that comes from awakening a warrior. So if you're specifically a warrior that loved the shield and sword aspect of warrior before before awakening came out, now you can go back to that, and hopefully their idea is that you now have two choices when you're leveling a class. A class will now have two identities. It will have the normal awakened identity, which is a hybrid of your pre-awakened and awakened skills that we've known for a long time now, for years in the game. And now there is the tradition identity, which is pure pre-awakened with high damaging skills, a lot of super armor and defensive skills as well on top of that. Seems pretty strong. I am looking forward to the Ranger tradition skill set to come out. That should be the next one coming out on top of Valkyrie. Those were the three that were mentioned when they talked about this succession or tradition skill tree that were coming out. Obviously more classes will come. I'm not entirely sure. They said that not every class will receive tradition. For example, Shy would never receive tradition as far as I know. It just wouldn't make sense. Maybe Wizard and Witch won't receive tradition, since they're very heavily dependent on their awakening, but we'll see. Who knows? Just happy that they actually got the warrior one all done. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll have a more detailed screenshot for you guys on what each skill does compared to their pre-awakened skills. One thing to note is that you can still use absolute skills on most skills in your pre-awakened, but some skills will not unlock if you have certain absolutes on. Okay, so here, heavy strike. If you have heavy strike level to the ultimate form or the absolute form, you can't actually unlock the tradition heavy strike. You have to take out the leveled, only go up to quick heavy strike and charging heavy strike, and then unlock the heavy strike for tradition to be able to get the more powerful version. So if you have any points into these skill trees right here, you'd have to take them out first before moving on to putting points into this heavy strike specifically. It's only like for a few skills that you can actually use absolutes for. Forward slash is one of them, and counter is another one, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really too prohibitive. I think it's a really good step in the right direction for warrior. Specifically, I really like that grab now. It's pretty strong, and that's pretty much it for the update for the global labs. They really specified only this in terms of changes. There are a couple minor changes to things that aren't really in our version of the game, only in Korea at the moment, so nothing really crazy to talk about. What I did notice is that there wasn't any sort of Great Ocean content tweaks in this test server update, so that means that we could possibly be seeing that on NA and EU and possibly other regions next week, which would be great because, you know, we've all been prepping. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and check those out and answer them when I can. And if you're excited for tradition, let me know. If you're excited for tradition on one specific class, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.